Back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing this week's Tennessee matchup. Texas A&M is 4-2 right now, going up to play number 19 Tennessee, and this game's gonna be a very interesting matchup, I feel like. And it's one of those games that you would like to have a game that you can look ahead to play Alabama and feel comfortable about this week. You don't feel that comfortable about this week. It's Texas A&M. They showed signs of looking good against Alabama, but they show that their offense kind of struggles. Show they can have pressure put on them, which is a sign that Tennessee likes to see, but also it showed a sign that A&M also can get after the quarterback, which is something we did not like to see because we sometimes struggle with that. But we have Cooper Mays, who is the center. He is fully back. He played against South Carolina. He made a big difference in that game, I feel like, because a lot of the rushing lanes in the middle were wide open because of that Jalen Wright can run through with Jabari Small and Dylan Sampson. I think Dylan Sampson's one of those guys that you can get him out anywhere on the field, and if you just get him the ball, he can make a play literally anywhere on the field. You put him back 10 yards, he can probably get a first down out of it. He is one of those guys who can just make something out of nothing. Jalen Wright's one of those guys, if you give him a hole, he's going to bust through it. Pause. But if like Jabari Small is one of those guys that can do that, but he's one of those, if you need 2 or 3 yards, he will get you 2 or 3 yards. And I think that makes a big difference for this team. You got 3 running backs that legitimately make a difference. But with A&M, one thing is that they could not run the ball against A&M. Bam had a struggle with that. Their best run they had all game was maybe 12 yards, and the next one's maybe 4 or 5. They couldn't run the ball against A&M. Granted, it's at A&M. Scheme's a little bit different. They just pressured the box and said, you will throw. And guess what? Jalen Miller threw it. And did a very good job at it. That's something Joe Milton's going to have to do this game. If they're going to stack the box and make us throw, you're going to have to make some good passes, Jalen. You have to make some good passes, Joe Milton. You have to make some good passes. And without Bru McCoy, he's going to be out for the year. It sucks. It's terrible. Hate it. But we have very good guys that can still play very well at receiver. You still got Remote Keaton, you still got Squirrel White. Remote Keaton's got to learn to catch the ball fully. And Squirrel White's our best player at the receiving core right now. He's made phenomenal catches. He's made phenomenal plays. Just get him the ball. It's kind of like the Dylan Sampson at a receiver core. Just get him the ball, make a play, we'll be good, type of thing. And you look at A&M, and you have Max Johnson. Max Johnson might be the only left-handed quarterback I don't like, because he showed nothing at LSU, and he's right now not showing anything at A&M. That's like, wow, that's impressive. And he also played in a comfortable environment playing at A&M at his own place, and he still couldn't get any. He had a great opportunity to get the job done, and he just couldn't do it. That's your fault, bro. At one point, you only scored 20 points against a Bama team that has given you plenty of opportunities. Bama had 14 penalties. You had the ball in great field position a lot of times, and you couldn't score. You had a lead, and you gave that up. You can't do that with Alabama. See, personally, we wouldn't know that. When we got ahead against Alabama, we ended up winning the game. Granted, we let them come back, but that's besides the point. We won the game. If you get a lead against Alabama, you got to hold up. Once you get the lead and you get the ball back, you have to score again. You have to add to that lead. And A&M didn't do that. But one thing A&M does, they can run the ball. They can get in between the cracks if they have to. They can get the little short passes that can extend for yards. They can also get after the quarterback very well. I mentioned with A&M. And for their defense, they had like 5 or 6 sacks against Milroe. One thing about Milroe, he had his best passing game of the year. Well, on that team. Very good job. Very good play for Jalen Milroe. And Jermaine Burton went off. That shows a sign of this team is a team that you can throw on. It's a team you can throw on because they will stack the box. They will play up on you. Can you outrun them? I bet we can outrun them. Can you outthrow them? You can outthrow them. But can you connect on those passes? We don't know because Joe Milton is inconsistent at times, but I like how he plays overall. He doesn't lose you the game. And you talk about people, the Florida game. He didn't lose Tennessee the game that one. There's a lot of components that came into that, and the main one was we couldn't stop the run. That was the main thing. Graham Mertz had so many just easy third down passes that he could just there. It was our defense that gave up most things. Offense was not perfect. I thought we also caught a pretty bad game offensively. We never let Milton throw around. And when he did, he actually did very well. So if we play to that scheme, that we let him spread the offense out, and you let him go deep, and you let him go for those 20-yard routes, the little crossing routes or just slant patterns, straights, it doesn't matter. Run those type of routes. Stop running these screens. And I think we kind of stood back on that and explore the offense a little bit more against South Carolina. And guess what? He put up like 34 points. The offense did. Defense had a pick 6. Good job. Talk about this defense. You have James Pierce. That looks very, very, very good. He won Defensive Player of the Week last week for the SEC. You can't ask for much better. Can you get out to the quarterback, though, against A&M? I bet you can. Because if you could do it against Spencer Rattler, I bet you can do it against A&M. Because Max Johnson can't move. No matter how bad you might say the South Carolina offensive line is, they've done solid. They held up against Georgia for a bit of time. And also, you also have to look at this. Spencer Rattler can move. Spencer Rattler put up 63 last year on South Carolina. Put up on Tennessee. He didn't do much. He did not do much this year. So that shows a sign of that this team actually knows what's up. This is a 3:30 game on CBS, checkerboard stadium. You know what that means? That means it's like one section of the is orange, other one is white, orange, white, repeats like that. It's in Neyland. Everything's favoring Tennessee. And I'm going to go with the favoring side of this. I think without Bru McCoy, it's going to make a big difference. But doesn't mean it's not like A&M's not had a fair share of some injuries show up. You got to make sure some guys are healthy for A&M. Lock up Evan Stewart. Lock up the running back. Should be able to be good. Trust Tennessee. Let's get it done. Run the ball. Because I bet you can. Bama used maybe 1 or 2 running backs, and Miller didn't run at all. You got 3 running backs and Milton who can run. I don't want Milton to run all the time, but sometimes you got to. So, yeah, I got Tennessee winning this one. Give me the score being 34-24. I got Tennessee winning this one. So, yeah, put down in the comments what you feel about this. Hope you all have a great day. Stay safe, y'all. And go Vols, but God bless y'all.